Hey y'all, so this word today is kind of a short word, short-ish, I guess. It's very simple though. And this is for those of you that have just given birth to a promise. Um, and, a while back, God was saying, take your expectations out of it. It's not gonna, chances are it may not arrive in a perfect condition in the way that you are expecting, but it's gonna arrive just how you need it. And so, he was saying, take your expectations out of how you think it will look. And he's saying, I had gotten the number 1103, which means true, genuine, sincere. And it also can be taken as a legitimate of birth. So you would have just given birth, but it may not look how you were expecting it to look, right? Which is why he said, take your expectations out of it. I had gotten the number 3257, which means a shovel, and then it can be for taking away ashes. And I had gotten 5050, which means to shine, perfection, completion. You have risen, you have given birth, you have risen from the ashes. Those ashes are being shoveled away, right? Taken away, and it is your time to shine, right? That thing has been birthed. It just may not look in the way that you were expecting it to look. However, God did say when it arrives, it may not arrive perfect. It may not arrive the way that you think, but it will be just what you need. And 327, jeez, to seek carefully. So seek everything out very carefully. And I had gotten the number 727, robber. Do not allow, and then I had gotten 517, which in the Strongs, and all these numbers are coming from Strongs, which means invisible, not seen by the naked eye. Do not allow what you can't see yet. Although you've given birth, it may not look how you thought. Don't allow the enemy to come in and steal your joy, steal, any of this from you, because there may be certain things that you just can't see yet, right? Don't allow him to come in, swoop in, kind of like the story I gave you guys a few months ago when I was at the beach. I was eating a sandwich, and I went to take the last bite of this sandwich, and this bird came out of nowhere and snatched it. I was like mid putting it in my mouth, and he just came and snatched it out of my hand and took it. And that was the whole thing, because I was not having a good time when I first got there, and the enemy was pretty much trying to steal this. God had blessed me and my kids with the ability to be able to go to the beach for a few days and have a little vacation together. And, the enemy was right off the bat trying to steal it from me, right? And God was saying, don't allow what you can't see. Don't allow the enemy to come in and swoop in and steal it from you. And that also makes sense to this next part that I'm going to give. So recently, God has been having me prophetically draw. Not that I'm an artist by any means. I am no artist. It looks like a child draw. The drawings that I make look like a child did it. And there's not very many things that I can draw. But recently my daughter's been really into drawing, and she's been asking me to draw with her. But again, there's not a lot that I can draw. So like last week or a few weeks ago, the idea in my head randomly popped in my head about an apple tree. So I drew an apple tree, and he had me post a whole word on that. It's on my YouTube. And then yesterday, it was yesterday. She was asking me to draw with her, and the idea, I just started drawing a rainbow, and then on one side of the rainbow, I drew sunshine, and on the other side of the rainbow, I drew rain. And immediately after I drew it, I was like, oh my gosh, like no matter if it's sunshine, no matter if it's rain, the promise still stands, right? And then there is a show that my daughter watches, Big City Greens. I've mentioned it in videos previously, how God speaks to me a lot through this show. Well, I wasn't even tuned into listening to it. She was watching it yesterday, but again, this line stood out to me, and it's all I heard, and it said, gotta take the good with the bad. So I wrote it down, and then today, my coffee says progress. I don't know if you can see in the red, kind of. Progress over perfection. And it's written in red, the blood of Jesus. So, side note too, if you want a good coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, get basically a caramel macchiato, iced, and add pumpkin in place of the vanilla. So it's basically like pumpkin and caramel, and then add cinnamon and whatever milk of choice. I do oat milk or macadamia nut milk, and it is so good. Anyway, so gotta take the good with the bad. Whether sunshine or rain, the promise still stands, and progress over perfection. Now, you may have just given birth, right? And it's not looking how you thought, if this is in regards to a spouse, but the big one is the marriage, right? The big one, wedding day, and then the marriage, right? That's the big one. However, there's so many births and promises and miracles and little blessings that take place before that happens, right? So it's a journey to get to that. But progress is progress, and it's progress over perfection. Don't expect perfection, because perfection's never going to happen. You need to just be ready and willing and able to take all of the bad with the good, right? And know that the promise is the promise. The promise doesn't change. Whether you have a bad day or whether you have a good day, it still remains the same. And you have to remain steadfast and remain faithful to that promise, right? And just and he's equipped you to be able to withstand whatever type of weather, right? You're on a strong foundation. You're on a foundation now that can withstand any type of weather. It will not fall. And you have to remember that. And I had also passed a Ford Focus yesterday that was white that said 776 on it, which means, and white means purity, right? Pure. And interestingly enough, when I went to type this in on Google, my page turned from black to white. I don't know why. I didn't change the settings. It just did. So purity was really standing out to me. And he's basically saying, focus on keeping yourself pure. Focus on what is right. Focus on, and 776 in the Strongs means land, right? Focus on the land that he is bringing you into, that promised land. Keep your focus on that and keep your focus pure, and don't look at the bad, right? Take the bad with the good. Be grateful. Grateful was another word that I had seen today. Be grateful for the new beginnings. Don't despise the new beginnings, and just be grateful for the progress that has been made. Be grateful for the work that God has done this far, and just enjoy the journey, and stay focused. Stay focused on the things that God has you to do, and just stay focused on the promise itself, right? And don't allow the enemy to come in and swoop in and steal any of this from you, because there are certain things you can't see yet, right? Don't focus on what you can't see. Don't focus on the imperfect things. Focus on the promise, and focus on God, right? And focus on the good. And that is the word. I do pray that this gets to the right people at the right time. And I pray that it encourages you in some way. I pray that it gets to the people that it needs to get to. And if you feel led to sow, my information is there. I pray over every seed that is sown. And I just pray that y'all have a blessed day. And I will see y'all whenever the Lord releases me to come back with another video. Okay, bye.